Hello everybody. We are going to be doing a Sonic Insanity today on Chris Chan. I tried to do this earlier, but I got interrupted. Now there is no interruptions. I hope you guys are ready. Now I'm going to get the display capture up, and I'm going to give you a little bit of context behind what this whole dimensional merge is all about before we hop straight into the stream. Now, for those of you who didn't watch my my video talking about Chris Chan being extorted by the Idea Guy, you need to go check that out, because the Idea Guy is very important to this saga. Now, the Idea Guy is someone who ended up role-playing with Chris Chan and getting into Chris Chan's head to the point where Chris Chan thought that he had some type of connection to the Sonichu world and took everything the Idea Guy was saying as canon. And the Idea Guy ended up started manipulating Chris Chan into believing that he could hurt his characters, and that really scared Chris Chan. So Chris Chan started doing everything the Idea Guy would tell him to do, and that eventually led to Chris Chan doing some cringy shit and the Idea Guy extorting thousands of dollars off of Chris. Now, Chris ended up really losing touch with reality during the Idea Guy stuff, and that's what's led into this. Chris now believes that alternate universes exist, and that our world is an alternate universe to the Sonichu world, and that the Sonichu world does in fact exist. That's all the context you need to know here. I might do a whole video talking about the Idea Guy later, but for right now, that's everything relevant to the stream today. Just know some guy got in Chris Chan's head, and now Chris thinks that the Sonichu world is real, and that it is going to merge with our world. He'll explain the rest, so let's get into this today on DHT.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. And we're going to talk about the recent, more obvious topic of the dimensional merge.
Chris Chan looks very uncomfortable during this video. You can tell that he looks very unhealthy too. Like, he's a lot skinnier than he used to be. He's got bags underneath his eyes, and his eyes are kind of sunk in, like he lost quite a bit of weight. He looks like a skeleton practically, almost like a zombie. It's weird and creepy.
Yes, this dimension, right here, 1218, it's gonna be merged.
He says that the universe we live in is 1218. Pay attention to that because he changes it quite frequently later on.
With our sister dimension, C197.
And he's calling the Sonichu dimension C197. Now that is a reference to Rick and Morty, and that's where he actually ended up stealing quite a bit of this whole alternate universe thing from. Marvel also did the alternate universe thing, but Rick and Morty just ripped off Marvel anyway.
Where most of our superheroes, supervillains, OCs, and what have you, and other characters existed.
See, he thinks that multiple characters inhabit the same universe, when in reality, no. Characters like Superman did not inhabit the same universe as Spider-Man. Characters like the My Little Pony characters do not inhabit the same world as Rick and Morty. But according to Chris, all of these characters just exist in one dimension and can interact with each other whenever. And that just makes no sense, especially considering the multiverse that Marvel and DC had set up, which is not just one universe, it's several universes mixed into a big multiverse.
Existing and coexisting. Yep. Everybody who survives this will get to meet their favorite superheroes among others and everything.
You hear that? If you survive, Chris Chan says you'll be able to meet your superhero or your OCs. So if you have any OCs, I hope they better be good ones, or else they're gonna end up hunting you down and doing terrible things to you. According to Chris Chan, if you survive the merger, you're gonna get to meet fictional characters.
But yes, there are those are going to survive and those are not going to survive.
See, this is why I'm considering this a doomsday scenario, just like other doomsday scenarios, because Chris Chan is talking about people will live and die during this merger. If he didn't mention people living and dying, I wouldn't have considered this to be a doomsday theory, but because people are going to die, I'm considering this a doomsday cult theory, very similar to the stuff that happened during 2012 with the Mayan apocalypse shit. This is Chris Chan's apocalypse theory.
But that's unfortunately should be most of the Earth population, and those that I do care about are going to survive.
You hear that? If Chris Chan cares about you, you have guaranteed survival. So you better get on Chris's good side before the end of December, or else you might not survive.
But among which that won't survive gonna be some of the politicians.
Some of the politicians, you hear that? If Donald Trump is dead by the end of December, the merger happened. If the politicians Chris don't like are alive by the end of December, he was fucking bullshitting. So keep an eye on Donald Trump, because that's the one Chris really doesn't like.
But aside from that, the decision is definitely supported by me, but also gonna be made in part by your goddess of this earth.
Your goddess of this earth. Hear that? Chris Chan is your goddess of this earth. I hope that you are accepting Chris Chan as your goddess.
Yep. Parent of Jesus is a woman.
Oh, so he's not God. He's saying the Christian God is a female. So, if you are into Christianity, if you are a believer of Jesus, well, God's a woman now. Just accept that. Chris Chan said it, so it has to be so.
Okay? Yep. Let's get that mind blower out of the way. Anyway, they're being supportive and all this and everything. I'm supporting them, and yep. But dimensions are gonna merge, and yada yada yada.
I don't think this is something you yada 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 about when potentially hundreds of people are going to die.
Pardon me, my head's got the thing, the psychic link, and I get the headaches now and then.
You don't get the psychic links from your headaches. You get them because you're fucking crazy. Those are your fucking voices talking in your head because you have schizophrenia. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with him anymore. He's going around thinking he has superpowers. He's going around thinking alternate universes exist. I think at this point it's just safer to put him into a hospital. Get him some treatment. He needs some medications, obviously, if he's not just playing a giant prank on everybody.
Because I'm so integrated in all this.
He's just playing pretend in this imaginary world, like he's the biggest deal in our universe and that he's the only one that knows this thing is gonna happen. I want to believe that it's not genuine, and in reality he is aware that it's just bullshit and he's just playing into a big fantasy so he can have some fun in his otherwise depressing life. But at this point, I don't know anymore with him.
Cause who knew I actually am destined. And with the ancient prophecy of seeing...
The ancient prophecy said that you were gonna get with Sarah Hammer. Sarah Hammer moved on. She got a husband. You aren't with her. The ancient prophecy involved Wes Isley. You haven't talked to him in fucking, what, 10 years now? The ancient prophecy also involved a bunch of other bullshit, including defeating Count Graduan. Meanwhile, you've worked with Count Graduan in your comics, and now he's like a fucking ally of your nation. Fuck the ancient prophecy and fuck you.
197 and everything that I am literally half Sonichu, and I still...
That's not how half works. You said your father is half Sonichu. You wouldn't be half Sonichu if your father is half Sonichu. You need to understand how blood percentages work because you obviously don't understand it. And Sonichus aren't real.
I will be able to transform into my Sonichu form.
No, you won't. And I hope you think that you can fly with your psychic power so you hop out of your window and you break your leg.
Be able to run at max speeds. Thunder attacks, psychic attacks, everything.
I'm gonna love it when he thinks that the merge is over and then he goes out and tries to zap people. It isn't gonna work. It isn't gonna work. Maybe he'll get the shit beat out of him. Maybe he'll run to the White House to see if Donald Trump is dead, but he'll instead get beat the shit out of by security. That'd be great.
And thanks.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a dildo on his bed. I mentioned that in the earlier stream. If it is, he should really put that away. If not, I'm not too shocked about it.
The all-inclusive events, including me absorbing the Spiral Seal from my own Sega Dreamcast right over there on top.
Apparently, he is going to merge with his Sega Dreamcast, so now he is half Sonichu, half Sega Dreamcast, even though that's not how halves work. But he'll go with that regardless.
Top of the Commodore 64 monitor, and there's my old C64 right there. Video connection is still an issue, but I do believe I am going to get some very good help on that very soon.
You bought a Commodore 64 and it didn't even fucking work. Way to go, Chris Chan. Only you would buy something that's completely fucking broken and think that you have some type of link with it. Well, you do have a link. You're both fucking broken. Broken old pieces of garbage that are trying to maintain relevancy in a changing world.
Anyway, aside from that,
oh god, what the fuck was that? Did he just like clear a demon out of his throat? Are you sick? Are you hallucinating from your fever? Is that what all this is about?
destiny and powers inside me.
That is not destiny and powers inside you. That's a fucking cold, Chris. That's a fucking cold. Take some cough syrup.
And I have been bestowed the memories and soul of the original CPU of the Commodore consoles. And
see, now he thinks he's one with the Commodore. He is a CPU merger with the Commodore, which is some Neptunia shit, and I don't know anything about Neptunia because I'm not a weeaboo. But he thinks that he merged with his console, and now he's one with it, and he gets all of the abilities that that console has. What abilities are those? I have no fucking clue. It's his fucking crazy delusions, not mine.
of my nation, the comma. Definitely verified on the internet. Her name is Scarlet.
I actually have no idea what he's referencing there.
So yeah, I think I said that story in the short, but to summarize it, she was friends with Ray Wright's the CPU of Atari and the Atari consoles.
So apparently there's a bunch of people online who are LARPing as video game consoles? What the hell? Who have you been role-playing with, Chris Chan? Oh yeah, I am Nintendo 64. At heart, you can call me Nintendo 60 whore. What type of shit is this? What type of cringy fucking shit is this? What are you talking about?
But yeah, essentially, Atari got buried, it bowled over after it fell, and at the same time, Comma fell along with it, but landed in West Virginia in C-197.
Wait, what? Are you humanizing the consoles and giving them their own history? Like, you made the consoles OCs? What the fuck?
And then a few years later, the original Scarlet passed on, and her soul and memories had gone to my Commodore console. And
this is fucking batshit crazy. If he actually believes this, he needs to go into a hospital. Like, that's all I can fucking say at this point.
absorbed them, and I was bestowed upon them. So,
You can't absorb memories, you fucking dipshit. You're not Goku. That's not how any of this works.
am Mrs. Christine Weston Chandler Sanchu. CPU.
Okay, guys. Chris Chan thinks that he can absorb consoles, and now he's adding that to his name. He has his last name as Sonichu. So, tell me if you think he's legitimately a trans person. When he was a child, he believed he was Mexican because he took a Spanish class. And then when people told him that Sonichus existed, he fucking said he was Sonichu. Somebody probably told him he was a girl, and then he took that. And just like everything else, he's LARPing and role-playing as it. I think that his transsexuality is about as legitimate as him being a Sonichu, or him being Mexican, or him being a Commodore 64. And the more people humor his fucking delusional bullshit, the further to insanity he will go.
Blue Heart of Quickville and Comma and the consoles of Commodore. Still getting used to that, and I'm still adjusting and learning the ropes of all my responsibilities.
That's his full name, and if you fucking say it wrong, you're misgendering him, you fucking sexist bastards. You fucking transphobic losers. How dare you? You trolls and cyberbullies. Get that correct. That whole fucking long-ass title, learn it and say it. Because you'll have to address him by that every time.
Powers and everything still in development. But anyway, in the coming days up to the dimensional merge, you're definitely going to see some visual differences in your local surroundings. So just be mindful and watchful of your...
So apparently if you're, if all of a sudden the building downtown turns into, the Daily Planet, the merger is happening. If all of a sudden the city of Quickville appears on your map, the merger is happening. So please pay attention. When you're Pokemon going, be sure that the universe isn't shifting around you.
Your surroundings and gunfire. That's a no-no. You keep your weapons at bay.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Don't fire anybody, okay? It's not cool.
Hands up, don't shoot? I have no fucking joke. I have no fucking joke for that. I'm confused. I'm utterly confused by that. Chris, are you actually losing your mind? Because I see that you keep tapping your head. You're actually acting like a schizophrenic. I've seen schizophrenics, how they act, how they talk, how they think. They believe in crazy fucking conspiracies too. I knew this one crazy bitch that thought cameras were placed behind her eyeball. It's just some fucking crazy shit when they're not on their meds. Do you need some meds? Do you need to calm down, take a chill pill, so then you'll stop thinking that Quickville and Sonichu are real? Because this has gone on quite far enough, and I believe that you might be at risk and people around you might be at risk. Because if you preach this whole Quickville shit, anybody with half a brain's gonna not believe you and think that you're fucking crazy. But some loon out there might go around thinking it's the end of the world and fucking hurt themselves or hurt someone else. You really need to fucking stop with this.
What's this? You can tell, obviously, this is really coming from my heart. I have no script.
It's not coming from your heart, it's coming from your fucking diseased-riddled brain.
This is me explaining it as best as I can, just to this Earth, in this dimension, 1218. Anyway, don't panic, remain calm. We will get through this, we will survive.
I mean, if you're a politician with the name Donald Trump, or anybody who Chris doesn't like, you have a very good chance of dying, but don't worry, you will survive. This isn't a contradiction at all.
And everybody will get to meet their OCs and superheroes.
I don't want to meet my OCs. And there's only a few superheroes I would ever want to meet. If our world actually did fuse with comic books and superheroes started popping in, supervillains started popping in, it'd be a fucking nightmare. 9/11s would be a weekly occurrence. I don't want to live in that type of world. Only a complete fucking lunatic would want to live in that type of world.
I would definitely stay away from the supervillains, though. Okay? Let us superheroes and...
Chris, why do you think you'll become a superhero when the fucking universes merge? What if the universes merge and you still are just you? And hell, even if you merge with comic book Chris, you're still gonna be fat. Just because you're fat doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to have superpowers. Like, how are you supposed to be able to run around saving everybody when you're so out of shape? What, you expect to take the body of your other form? That just seems like wishful thinking.
Heroes. Deal with them. Yeah, I don't know if you're like, maybe they could come to a convention or something for real. I don't know, but that's a whole different kettle of fish that I am not a total manager of. Anyway, I've put a whole bunch of tweets on my Twitter account at CWC.
Yes, and we'll be going over all of those as the days go on. I plan on staying up practically every night whenever I get the chance to, and we will be going through practically all of this fucking bullshit. All the shit involving the merger, all of the shit that we can get. Right now, for some reason, the Quickie doesn't have much information on this, but I will be going on Kiwi Farms and trying to find the best shit that I can and give you guys the best doses of this insanity.
SONICHU. The past number of months that have been leading up to this. True stories, true facts. Okay? So you might want to have gone over that. Essentially for references. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a long way to scroll down.
See, Chris, this is when unscripted doesn't work well for you. You're getting really awkward in front of the camera, and we're only 7 minutes into this fucking 15-minute shit fest. Don't fucking do this. Just edit out the parts where you don't have anything to say. Like, you can still do unscripted and not make it fucking intolerably annoying. How old is Chris? He's in his 30s.
And also, I definitely need to
take your meds.
Make a personal address to her of this world, Megan Schroeder. And
stop talking to Megan. Megan cut off ties with you all the way back in like 2007, 2008. Stop talking about her. It's been over 10 years now. Megan doesn't like you. Megan has moved on. Megan does not want to be stalked by you. This is another thing I'm going to be talking about in a separate video, or I might do it tied on to some part of this because it does connect to the whole merger shit. Chris all of a sudden thought out of nowhere that Megan was his soulmate again, destined him by the Ancient Prophecy, even though she was never mentioned in the Ancient Prophecy, so he's fucking lying. And he started fucking role-playing as Magi-chan and going on Twitter telling people to stalk and harass Megan. He wanted Megan's info. And then Magi-chan gave Chris-chan Megan's info, which I presume he got from some fucking white knight or some fucking troll wanting to see how far they can push this. Chris, you are fucking delusional. Stop stalking Megan before you get a restraining order put on you, you fucking insane man.
And if anybody contact...
Someone said check out stream donations. Thank you, Shadow of Colossus, for $5.
That's her. Just don't. Do
Means
not
a lot. I'll
contact
try to look
Megan
at
Schroeder.
I'll try to look at the money when I can. Like if you end up super chatting, tell me in the chat, because I have only my tablet up to see the chat, so I can't actually see when you donate. But it's funny because in this video he's saying do not harass Megan, but on Twitter he was role-playing as Magichan, trying to get Megan's information, saying that she's part of the Ancient Prophecy and he needs her. So that's weird. It's weird that he's changing his tune here.
Megan Schroeder. And if anybody contacts her, just don't. Do not contact Megan Schroeder of this world at all. Okay? I'm essentially speaking to her directly through this video,
So, in 10 years, Chris still hasn't learned that just because you address someone in a video doesn't mean that they are going to see that video, and it doesn't mean that they know you are trying to address them. In order to talk to somebody, Chris, you have to either email them directly, send a letter to them directly, or call them directly, or maybe we could talk about the good old-fashioned way of getting the fuck out of your house and fucking walking over to their residence and saying hi. But you can't do any of these because no matter which scenario you choose, you'll look like a creep. Just leave her alone.
she'd get a better understanding from the recent events and what we've been letting her know about recently. So, please, nobody contact her.
Yeah, nobody contact her until Magichan tells you to contact her. Oh, and then it's funny when you find out that Chris Chan is Magichan.
Okay? Unless you're really close friends. And, Megan, if you do get bullied or your inbox becomes full, just ignore them.
Ignore them, delete it, even though I sent them as Magichan. Just ignore it, delete it, even though the harassment is coming from me, the guy who stalked you.
Get those emails from those that you do not know personally. Okay? Anyway, so with that out of the way, Megan Schroeder still has been so many years since we've talked with each other. I want you to know.
Give up on it. Give up on her. It's been over a decade. We have a different president in office now. Just stop. We've had 2 different presidents in office now since I think about it. Stop it.
First off, that I definitely have no ill feelings against you, and I strongly support your relationship with your sweetheart. And obviously, I'm not going to come after you whatsoever.
That's why I was trying to have people dox you, because I don't want to come after you. Bullshit, Chris. Bullshit.
I have been married since last March.
He's married to Magichan. He's married to his own fictional character. He's married to Crystal, not his sister, a different Rosachu that happens to share the same name as his sister, and Mewtwo. Tell me if you think he actually considers that marriage to be real and doesn't still think about hooking up with Megan. I'll let you decide on that one.
To my Magichan Saichu and Crizel Rosechu. And more recently became married to Savannah Rosechu and Mewtwo. But anyway, Megan, your counterpart in C197, ever since her Sailor Senshi powers, Sailor Megtoon, have been stripped after the unfortunate breakup events of 06.
So after Megan told him to stop stalking her and that she was grossed out by him drawing a picture of her giving him a hand job, he stripped her character of all of her powers and then took her OC that she made as an asexual person at the time and hooked her up with one of his male characters without the consent of Megan. So he stole her OC, which is Magaji, and then just fucked over her character, and now he's pretending like he needs her again for the ancient prophecy, and I don't care what he's saying in this video. He said differently on Twitter when he had Magichan doxing her.
07, or maybe in 08.
It was
Anyway,
08.
That actually happened between you and I. I'm not going to go into further detail. She ended up moving to Last Station, where she actually did very well in politics and built herself up. She ended up was properly bestowed the memories and powers of the original CPU Red Heart.
Ugh, God, can you stop with all this gay CPU shit? It was hard enough to be into Sonichu and your stupid fucking shit when it was just Sonic and fucking Pokemon. It was harder to deal with it when you started working in Harvey Birdman references or other references to adult cartoons. It's really hard to be into your shit when you start working My Little Pony into it because I fucking hate that show and I hate the brony fan base as a whole. It's gonna be even harder to fucking deal with this Neptunia fucking weeaboo bullshit. Just fucking stop.
It's still unbeknownst what console she represents, but it is a... I'm trying to think of a word here.
Chris, go see a doctor. People can't be video game consoles, Chris.
Anyway, it's a Nintendo console that was released only in Germany. And I tried looking it up on the internet, though there is a reference or two, but the name is always censored. The name of that one console. Don't know why, but it is. But anyway, your counterpart there, leader of the island nation of Krasna.
Are you sure it isn't Mulvania? Krosnov? You're just making up countries now.
With a miles-long bridge extending from east part of the United States of America, east part of Virginia.
That makes no fucking sense. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Let me look up a map of America. So, it would have to be right here. So then let's look up a map of America. So then your fucking fictional country would be somewhere way over here. We're doing this. We're doing this. I don't care how much time I'm taking up here. We're gonna fucking look for his made-up fucking thing. So then here's fucking Virginia Beach. Let's see if we can find a fucking island anywhere near here. Oh look, no fucking islands. Ah, strange. No fucking islands near Virginia. Unless you're counting fucking over here, but that's not an island. That's not an island at all. So you saw this fucking bridge connecting to this area, and you fucking decided to plagiarize that and make another bridge going over here to a made-up island that you fucking named yourself. Oh god. This is terrible.
Very long bridge to that man-made island.
A man-made island. I bet you Chris made that island. It's gonna fucking sink. The island is a trap, Megan. Don't go there. It's a trap. He's going to encage you on his fucking prison island.
And because after I had talked with your counterpart, we still had in possession the original transformation pen that she had. I wanted to make sure I got in the right hand, so you got it, Megan. It was delivered to me. Delivered to you. You have it.
Ah, I wonder how it got delivered to her. I wonder how it got delivered to her. Is it because you doxed her? Is it because you had someone find where she lived, and now you know where she lives? Ah, very strange. Very strange that you made this information public because you're a fat fucking retard. Very, very strange.
And you also gotta share at least half of it of Red Heart's powers and memories. So, Megan Schroeder, of this world, you are CPU Red Heart.
She doesn't want to fucking LARP with you, Chris. Leave her the fuck alone. She's an adult. She's an adult in her 30s. She doesn't want to fucking roleplay with you. Go fuck yourself.
At least of this world. There's 2 CPU Red Hearts. If anybody wants to make a Doctor Who joke, skip it because I'm talking serious.
Yeah, you're talking serious. Who fucking gives a shit about Doctor Who, you Whovian? You fucking Whovian brony piece of shit. Who cares? You're fucking stalking someone and doxing them.
So, yes, Megan Schroeder, you are indeed a goddess. Just like I became.
Don't call her a goddess, and don't claim that you're a goddess. You're a fat fucking lonely piece of shit. The closest thing you'll ever be a goddess to is the goddess of Cheeto crumbs. The goddess of sucking. The goddess of being a fat fucking loser. You're not a goddess. You're a fucking weirdo who lives with his mom, and soon you won't even have that.
I'm a goddess. Because we were bestowed memories and everything. So, sooner you wake up to that realization, the better it will be. And all.
He literally just said, the sooner you accept my reality, the better we'll be. What happens if she doesn't accept your reality? What are you gonna do, Chris Chan? What are you gonna fucking do? That's the shit that bothers me about him. Ah, God. Fucking lunatic.
Also, keep an open heart and an open mind for telepathic communications from your counterpart in C-197.
She's not going to. She has a fucking job and a life. She doesn't fucking care about your LARPing fucking shit.
I don't know what might happen. I mean, I don't know. You two might coexist after the dimensional merge, but then again, you two might merge together to make one Red Heart.
That doesn't even make any fucking sense. If the universes merge together, everyone is going to merge with their counterparts, and the people who don't have a counterpart are gonna fucking die. It's your own logic, and now you're fucking contradicting it just for Megan?
Still to be determined. I don't know that yet, but just keep calm. Know you're a goddess.
Get your own doomsday shit straight, Chris.
Listen to your counterpart. Who is Red Heart of Krasna over there?
Also, it doesn't even make sense to the ancient prophecy, seeing how the fucking Cherokee chief guy wasn't a fucking god. He was just a chief. He wasn't no fucking god.
And
let the awkward silence just hold. Imagine if you're Megan getting sent this video. She's probably fucking terrified.
any questions? I would definitely recommend praying to your counterpart, as well as praying to the other CPUs, Neptune, Blonde, Noir,
Don't pray to any of his fucking stupid shit. If you're gonna have any religion, fucking pick a decent one. Pick one that actually fucking exists. Hell, I'd rather you be a Scientologist before you fucking join Chris Chan's cult.
Bert, Uzume, Sabrina Quickville, still a CPU, battery charged blue heart. Anyway, pray to CPUs. You'll get your questions answered through that way. Also, I welcome you to come talk to me directly. We'll set up the communications.
She'll never talk to you. She never wants to talk to you because you are a creep. She thought you were going to rape her, which might not be even that crazy of a thought. Leave her alone. Stop doxing her. Stop stalking her.
That way. But that's to be determined.
Never.
And so forth. But anyway, so with that, I will be ending this video shortly, but know that everyone, be aware of your surroundings. The changes are gonna happen.
Beware of your surroundings. Be sure Chris Chan isn't fucking stalking you. Also, if Donald Trump dies before the end of the month, the merger is happening, and you're gonna be beat up by your OCs.
Happen as the two dimensions merge. And you might see some villains attacking. We the superheroes, I'll be fighting us alongside them.
Yeah, are you sure you're a superhero? Because you were talking about stalking and harassing a girl. So, you sure you're not one of the villains, Chris? Just some food for thought.
We'll fight them off and defend both of our worlds. Do the best we can. I'm doing the best I can, learning the ropes and everything.
No, you're not. If you were doing the best you could, you'd be getting a fucking job to take care of your dying mother. You fucking fat piece of shit. Instead, you're LARPing in some random fucking bedroom that doesn't look like your room, but I've seen you in this room for a few videos now. And you're just fucking LARPing on the internet rather than trying to fucking get employment that you desperately need. Begging people for money so then you can use that money to keep your internet on and go around stalking and harassing people. Because you're a fucking creep.
Remain calm. Don't fire any weaponry.
Megan's gonna be firing a weapon if you go anywhere near her. She'll fucking shoot you between the eyes.
If you end up seeing your favorite superheroes or your OCs, be glad.
Be terrified.
I mean, like those famed amongst the brony community. You see your...
Don't fucking quote anything from the brony community, you fat fucking slob.
OC characters, and you definitely hear from them telepathically. Open mind, open heart, listen up. That'll help you out in the longer run.
You're insane.
Anyway, so I think that pretty much covers it for now. Thank you all for listening. I am Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, the CPU Blue Heart of the nations of Quickville and Kama and the consuls of Commodore.
That's his full fucking title now because of all you fucking idiots online who humored his bullshit. Every last single one of you that fucking said Chris Chan is a woman, you better respect that and you better call him a her. This is your fault. Everyone that fucking defended him throughout all of these years, everyone who ever donated to him, this is your fault. You created this. You coddled this. You enabled this, and you're the reason why he's doing this shit. You've enabled this fucking man to go around stalking and harassing someone who doesn't even fucking deserve it. So, hopefully you watch this video and you realize, I have been enabling a madman who's only getting worse by the day and is now trying to start a cult. But if you don't, who fucking cares? I don't care what choice you make at the end of the day. You can choose to do whatever you want to. If you want a white knight Chris, you go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna keep making fun of him. And yeah, I did get a little bit mad during this stream, and mostly because of him harassing Megan. I don't really like it when women are putting themselves out there and then fucking creeps like Chris Chan decides to fucking take that and make them not trust Min. Because men get enough shit in the world without fucking weirdos like Chris Chan only furthering that mindset of fucking men deserve to be shit on all the time. And so, fuck you, Chris Chan. Fuck you. And yeah, this is done. This fucking part is done.